Oh, a bit rough today, to be honest. We
Was
went
that?
out last night. We had a curry. I don't normally have curries, but I didn't have a curry actually. I had what's the thing? It's not a curry. Biryani. But I just feel rough after it.
Hmm.
I
Did
can't do
Sharon,
curries anymore. I
did
can't do
Sharon
any.
have the same?
No, no, she's all right. It's me. No, I just have this. I got this diverticulitis, so I got to be careful what I eat. And sometimes what they put in curries
Right.
just affects me.
Oh, I see.
So
I got one
yeah,
of those. I'll tell you now.
you talking to us?
Yeah, I'm talking to you from backstage, man.
Right.
Hey, man, we got a backstage. Oh, fuck yeah. So how's it going, boys? Sorry I'm a bit
Yeah,
late tonight.
Very good.
Oh,
good. Yeah.
I'm fucking good.
How about
Wasn't it? Yeah, but funny that because I got a thing with like with crepes. They make it out. It's called blé noir. It's like a buckwheat, a black buckwheat, you know. And if I eat a crepe with that in it, I'm doomed.
yeah.
Like, it's like someone pulls the plug like that, or you just lose everything. You just go white as a sheet, start sweating. It's a total reaction, like, and I couldn't work it out for a while because I used to work in a crepe. I used to love them. I love them as well. And I figured it out where it was coming from, you know. So I can't eat them anymore. I can eat the frozen ones, the sweet ones, but not the sugar, the salty ones.
I can eat them. I just got to suffer
Oh yeah, you
afterwards.
can eat them, all right, but you got to
Yeah.
pay the consequences, you know. It's
And
good.
I think
Yes.
before somebody says it, I think I only had three or maybe four cobras. So
Cobras.
yeah,
Yeah, but how many bottles of wine did you drink before the
I didn't
call?
know that's all I had. I mean, I can't drink wine with Indian food. It's
I know,
not in my
Sarah, you had
liver
cobras.
builder. Yeah, Cobra is a Indian beer. It's made
Oh,
actually
right, okay, okay. Excuse me.
specifically
I'm,
for curries.
all
It
right.
has got the gas in it, or so
Yeah.
much.
So I'm not as worldwidely as wildly or worldwidely as you, Michael. I thought was he doing anything cobras? No wonder he's ill.
You,
Yes,
you
I'm.
can't. Sam, you
Yeah.
probably don't have beers either, Con, do you? So you're
Well,
not
no,
up
I'm
in the
not.
beer
I'm
world.
a bit out of that bit of the world, am I? You know,
But
which
in the golf club, they've come up now with loads of different non-alcoholic lagers and beers, and Guinness, and non-alcoholic
yeah,
cider.
it's fucking bollocks.
So,
I
as somebody said there, and they did it's been posted. It's like watching porn on the radio, drinking that.
Yeah. I'm with you. Because I did
Yeah.
try that when I stopped drinking, and I thought, well, this is just like taking the horse to water in it, because you're drinking because you're trying to substitute the alcohol. But what
Yeah.
you're absolutely doing, there is alcohol in it. What you're absolutely doing is filling up your needs, basically, which is a little drop of alcohol, which the brain says, "Oh, there's a little bit there, and it's not hurting
I
you."
don't think there is any.
There is,
Is there?
yeah, always. It might be zero,
What, in the non-alcoholic term?
yeah. If you look, it'll be about less than 1% volume, 1%, 1% of what it is. But
No.
usually, it's very rare you will find a non-alcoholic beer without any alcohol in it. But it's so minuscule, you got to drink 100 bottles to get the effect of maybe a half a bottle. You know?
Yeah.
And then
But
you just totally bloated.
yeah,
The,
Yeah.
the worry the worry is though that in fact one of them was one of Sam's mates, Chris Parkin. He was on some medication about a 12-month or more ago, and he couldn't touch alcohol. And we went out, and he specifically asked for zero alcohol beer. And when he sat down, he looked at the bottle, and it was 4%.
yeah.
And so he went back and he said, look, I specifically asked for zero alcohol, and they changed it, and gave him another bottle. And exactly the same thing happened with my brother 2 weeks ago. Well, few weeks ago. he asked for 0 alcohol. And cut a long story short, that was 4% as well.
What is the percentage of normal
Well,
alcohol?
4% is,
You know, a normal pint.
4% is a pissy beer.
yeah, 4% is the weaker beers now.
Be like a Worthington Light.
Is a stronger beer?
Pardon?
What percentage is a stronger, what you would call normal beer?
Strongest is about 9%, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Like a Skull Special was 6, I think it was 6.5.
oh, so they're giving you low alcohol, not non-alcoholic.
No,
There is low alcohol, but there is non-alcoholic. But the non-alcoholic has usually got some alcohol
Yeah,
in it.
no, that wasn't my point. I was actually saying to Biscuit that when he quoted, then when they asked for non-alcoholic, they literally gave him like a 4% one, which was what you would call a low alcohol.
Yeah, an ordinary bottle of beer. But as far as I'm concerned, if you look at the back of the bottle, and a 0 alcohol bottle will have 0%
Yeah.
on it. And I would have thought that if they are selling 0% alcohol and it has got alcohol in it, it's like trade description thing. And I would have thought that was dodgy.
I will investigate that.
Yeah, what it is they can't be asked.
Well, funny enough,
they can't be asked to stock.
No, I specifically looked it up yesterday.
Go on, Mike.
Because we were with a nephew who's only 14. If I could order him a non-alcohol, 0 alcohol beer in a pub. And when I looked it up, you can, because it's 0 alcohol. If it was 1%, you couldn't. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But the trouble is, the bottles are all the same. They hardly look any different.
Exactly, yeah. But they do, the 0, well, the ones that they sell as 0 alcohol do state on the label that they're 0 alcohol. And if you look on the back of them, it shows the percentage.
Yeah, that's in Britain, man. You know, I've only bought them here in France, and in France, it does contain traces of alcohol.
I think it may have changed, though, Con, because if you remember, we used to have shandy in can. That was something like 0.5% alcohol, wasn't it? The shandy cans.
Yeah. Shandy Bass, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shandy Bass.
But I think, as you said, with all the traces, probably changed.
Too many. Right. Yellow frame up. Begin. Too many pubs then stock non.
We're cracking up, Sam. I have to hold on to this. Hold breath.
Yes.
All right. I'm saying, do many pubs stock non-alcoholic beer?
All of them.
They all do.
Near enough, yeah.
So when Biscuit, your friend, was served a low alcohol, I was thinking maybe because not many people go into a pub for non-alcoholic beer, maybe that some pubs can't be asked to stock non-alcoholic because maybe they don't sell much of it. So they say, "Oh, get him a low alcohol, that'll do."
Yeah.
It's not the case.
No, I don't think you can buy a low alcohol beer. If 4% may be low alcohol to some people, but you either have an alcoholic beer or a 0 alcohol beer.
Yeah, non-alcohol.
And in the case of Chris Parkin, they gave him a bottle of 0 alcohol. They just given him the wrong bottle. But in the case with my brother, in the Coopers before the Swans, they didn't have any 0 alcohol beer. So it just depends on the pub.
Yeah.
But I said to him, why piss about drinking 0 alcohol? Why not just have a fruit juice or a Coke? Yeah. Well, he wouldn't drink Coke because he has a problem with caffeine as well. So he'd have to drink a caffeine-free Coke. but I said, just drink bloody J2O. And I'm hoping now that he's taken my advice.
I suppose if you've always drunk beer, you maybe want to hang on to that hoppy taste. You know,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I would never.
I tell you what, Sam, right out of experience, personal experience, if you can't drink alcohol, drinking a non-alcoholic beer is only worsening the effect because it's
Yeah.
psychological. It's replacing your psychological needs for something that looks like a beer, but when it doesn't take it, in the end, it doesn't do any good. It doesn't wean you off beer at all.
Oh,
It's not like
no.
a vapor or something like that.
Yeah.
But the only I'm talking about extreme cases when you have to stop drinking totally. Like I had
Yeah.
to, and that was that's not even. Just cut it out because I used to have
When people
non-alcoholic
have a
beer.
drink problem,
Huh?
when people have when pe- when people have a drink problem, what's the bad effect? The taste of the hops in the beer or the alcohol
The repetition, the attitudes,
content?
the habitudes. It's when you follow, you don't break your attitudes. What you're doing, you go to the pub and you're having a glass of beer, and you're having a glass of beer with no alcohol in it, or supposedly no alcohol in it, but you're still keeping up what you were doing before. So it's always tempting you then to have another beer, have a real beer. But if you break that totally and just say, no, I don't drink non-alcoholic drinks. I don't drink non-alcoholic beer. I drink non-alcoholic drinks, yeah. But the beer, no. You stop the beer and just have a Coke on an apple juice or something like that. And that cuts out, cuts it all out.
Yeah.
It stops
Yeah.
your brain from fogging you inside, because your brain will work on it like a bad and a good guy and a bad guy. So, oh look, you got a non-alcoholic beer there. Oh, go on, have a bloody real one now. Go on. And then there's the other side saying no, well, no. Once you take that choice out, then you don't have it anymore. And then it's the way it's one way of dealing with addictions, basically.
Yeah. I used to work with a bloke. I used to work with a bloke that used to drink 8 pints every night. Every night of the week, he'd have 8 pints.
You never worked with me, Biscuit.
No. And I'm not sure what beer it was that he drank, but every night he would drink 8 pints. He was always okay in the morning, but obviously 8 pints a night isn't good for you. And eventually he was advised by the doctor to cut down on his alcohol intake. But do you know what he used to do? He used to drink 8 pints of shandy.
Oh my God, it's even worse. Yeah. God, as well as it's getting his dose of alcohol, he's getting his mega dose of sugar in there as well.
Yeah. So that's what he did to cut down on his intake of alcohol, and that's a true story.
Anyway, well, why not? Why not? But he ended up with diabetes with all the sugar, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. God, can you imagine the amount of sugar you drink in 8 pints of shandy?
Anyhow, yeah.
I can never understand the 8-pint situation. I suppose it's a case of you're able to pick up a pint, drink half of it down, and then 5-10 minutes later, finish it off, and then straight away go get the one.
Well, I can remember, we used to go out to Neppies all the time. You wouldn't have 2 pints, at least 4. And to be honest, but on just a quiet night. But on a weekend, Friday night, it'd be more than 8 pints, boy, I tell you.
Good God.
Yeah. And when I was drinking over here, bloody hell, with the music and everything, it's all free. So God knows how many beers I'm having by the end of the night, because you don't know.
Yeah.
But, go to when it used to be like you used to go to Newton's had Neptunes had the happy hour up until 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. So from 7 to 9, it was half price, £2 for one basically.
Mm.
And that was tennis extra. It was well quite stronger than normal beer, I think.
Yeah.
And you'd have at least 10 pints before 9 o'clock, sort of thing. So it's cheap. And then go into Neptune's then, at the close of the pub, and you'd be off your tits totally, It'd be great.
Mm.
But at that time, we could do that because we were younger. It was a great party, But
Anyway, to me, how does the 28th of September? I apologise for my mistake saying the 28th of August. I didn't realise I'd put the wrong month. But funnily enough, I've been talking about next month for something. I can't remember what it was for now. But every time I mention it to other people, I'm always saying October. So it's like as if in my head it's September now already.
But, September no longer exists.
No.
It's all right for me, I think.
You say that 28th of September.
Yeah, that's Thursday the 28th. I don't know how much muscle we can get there on a Thursday. I doubt whether we can get very many there. So whether this will the bogey be available then, the buggy thing?
I'll have to find out. I won't be able to talk to him now till Tuesday.
Right.
Well, we can all use. Have you seen the latest Silver Surfers?
I haven't watched it. No.
Have you, Sam?
No, well, I looked at what you'd posted, saw the intro bit, whatever, but then I haven't had time to literally watch it.
Well, it explains the transport biscuit. We're going to use Sam's van.
Not really, because it doesn't.
It's a joke. Oh God!
No, I mean, I wouldn't have minded, but it hasn't got that much space inside.
No, you're going to put it on the roof.
What?
Put it on the.
I love the little cartoon. It's a split screen van in it with the bench on the top and the sign sticking out, stuff like that, and even reversing it down to Rother Slater.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's 5 days work,
I haven't looked at that. I must look at that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, coming up past the White Rose, round Langland Corner.
Yeah.
Everybody cheering it on.
You gotta check the end as well, Sam. Okay, because the end is quite phenomenal as well. I love it.
Oh,
talking about that, have we? Hang on a second, just a second. I'll get something up here in a moment, just to show you the screen. This one, yeah. Okay.
Have you had your third one yet?
Right, where's Sam gone now?
Back here.
Talking, this is an artistic impression biscuit. Notice, biscuit, that I put it in the dirt now, but I have actually put, just because of your tendency to make things go sideways, but I put the sign in wonky, all right?
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, but about this sign things, have you thought about it, Sam? What you'd like on it?
I mean, I think we want to do, if we're going to decide, among ourselves, everybody has kind of different slopes on things, and we mention it, and we do this and we do that. But I mean, I think it needs to go into a pool, and like we did on something else, and we take a vote, because my input is, and I put it on the links, is that I think all the signs should be relative to Langland, because that's what the bench is about. I mean, I'm all right with the humour bit, but for me, the lighthouse, nothing to do with Langland.
No, I know. These are just artistic, Mary.
I know.
This is why I'm asking. if we've got, like it's got Brittany on it and Hawaii. Well, people from Langland go to Brittany, and people from Hawaii go to Langland, or Langland go to Hawaii. Sorry, but it's just adding a bit of internationalism as well. But okay, but I think Langland, just Langland, great. Llangennith, yeah, I think is okay. Oystermouth, not really necessary.
No.
And Brittany here, we can change that to Port Talbot if you like. But
No, you don't see, this is the whole thing. You don't have to have signs balancing out so one goes the other way. If there's nothing the other way relative, you don't have to have a board pointing that way and think of something to put on it.
no, it's not that. These are not the only one. Huh?
This, there's a bit of confusion here. Yeah, Sam. The reason is that otherwise they'd all be facing out towards the Bristol Channel. Yeah, and it wouldn't look right then. So you got to have them sort of some going the opposite way. And because of where, for instance, the reef is and where the Crab Island is, for instance, opposite that is facing towards Town Hill. So
you don't have to have a sign the other side of it, though. You don't have to have an arm going out the other side.
No, but you can't have them all just facing one direction.
No, well, if you stood where that sign is, the one that's pointing to Langland can point that way. Then the one that's pointing to the reef can point more or less straight out where we are now. The one that's the Crab Island can go over.
Sam, I tell you what, why don't you, as a sort of thing, why don't you sort of go and have a look at the angles and come up with a plan for us?
Yeah, okay. But as long as you know where you're pointing, you don't have to, I'm saying you don't have to introduce, directions just for the sake of actually going the other way.
Yeah, but it was the opposite way round. The idea was to balance it out. Otherwise, you'd have a sign. You can't see me. Con, can you go on the screen a minute? He's gone. Can you see me, Sam, or not?
Yeah, I can see the screen on you. Yeah.
You'd have a sign like that, wouldn't you? All pointing one direction.
Yeah. Well, this is
Crab, the reef, the point, and the tennis courts. So it's just a question of balance. That's all.
I know what you mean.
If you go there and look, you'll probably have a better idea because Crab is almost right opposite.
Yeah, that's right. So Crab would come off at 90 degrees. If you wanted to put the reef on, that would go in between Crab and Langland.
Yeah, there we are. Something like that.
And in a similar direction.
I've got a question. Biscuit, is it a rounded post? Or is it
It's a square post. But if I can just say that if you had what I think Sam is saying, and you had a sign to Langland, a sign to the golf course, a sign to the tennis courts, a sign to Crab Island, a sign to the sand reef, a sign to the shit pipe, you're basically going to have 5 signs, all on one side of the post, nothing on the other side. And each sign is going to be pointing at something. They're going to be like 2 inches apart. I think as a sign, it would look ridiculous. That's my opinion.
Yeah, just to keep it down to maybe 5 or 6 places. And so it looks like a signpost that's indicative. That's what signposts are for. But just, you don't have to have a sand reef, the point inside the shit pipe. No, just have the point or Langland, or just Crab. And Crab's a good one because it's in perfect position,
The point is as well, whether you know this or not, for the strength of it, as Biscuit said more or less, you can't have them all in one place because it would just weaken that thing. So 2 of them go right through, So that gives them strength in itself. Then any others, they can be isolated, but they won't have the same strength as the ones going straight through. Yeah?
No, that's right.
Yeah, they're just going to be a single mortise, 10 and a mortise, isn't it?
Yeah, but they'll have no strength because it'll only go in 2 inches or whatever, 3
Yeah.
inches.
I think the only way to sort this out in a week really is for people to say what they want on the signs.
And then maybe have a look down at the place, stand there with a little sort of a diagram drawing, and then work out, right, what ones do we want to put on it and which way would they face?
Sam, can you do that? Can you go down to the place, just draw a little diagram and say, all right, the reef is this way, the point is that way, the cafe is this way, the tennis courts are that way, and then we can decide where we're going to put them on, which ones we're going to put on and where we're going to put them.
Yeah. What you could do to get over that thing of balancing it out, the one you've got on the top there, saying Langland and Lighthouse. Well, because are we going to call that thing sometimes? We've agreed nothing's actually going to be written on the bench, which is great. But why not? The top sign isn't actually a sign in as much as it wouldn't have pointy bits either end of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you just plank it on the top, saying the memorial post.
Just says Langland Memorial Post. So that's balancing the thing out. And then underneath, you just have the point. And why I'm thinking about this thing of all the people who contributed, an awful lot of them sort of they didn't make a big thing, but they said, oh, it's all surf, it's all surf. And we said, no, it's all surf, it's everybody, it's total Langland. Okay, we've got the huts in there, which makes it, okay, not surf. But I think if you included lifeguard hut, tennis courts, you've covered your ass from it not being a surf thing.
Yeah, but we all know what it is, okay? Basically, and because people have given their money to have a bench, basically, a memorial bench, okay? And we've said it's for everybody, but it's surf orientated.
Yeah, so by having the point, crab, and the reef on it, 3. And then maybe having lifeguards and tennis courts.
No, you just point out crab and just then point out the tennis courts. There we are. You don't have to point out every spot in Langland.
No.
Just one spot. You just name one spot. Crab Island's fantastic.
I'd like to have that. Remember, I stubbed my toe on that rock.
So what was you? I missed your point then. I missed your point then, Con. I don't think you're too long.
His biscuits on about stubbing his toe on a rock.
I get that bit. That's a bit of humour. That's okay. Because we were actually splitting hairs. But I said, if you're going to have signs for the reef, the point, and crab, that's fine. 3. Then have tennis courts and lifeguard hut, and it balances it out. So it isn't a total surf.
Yeah,
thing.
but the reef, the tennis courts, and the lifeguard hut are all going to be in the same direction.
Yeah, I know that, but you're just giving a bit of a cred because it doesn't have to be a specifically geometrically correct sign. It's more or less a homage, a kind of an acknowledgement.
Yeah,
identify with.
Yeah. Well, look.
If you look at the one at the bottom of Alma Road, that sign there, well, there isn't anything pointing out to sea, but all the other stuff is pointing kind of, there's about, I think, 3 or 4 signs there, one pointing to the toilets, like whatever. and they can be going, you split them in levels,
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
But that's the sort of the thing of it there. But anyway, well, I'll go down there and I'll actually do a little, I'll take a board, I'll sort of put it in a position of where it is as regards to parallel to the back of the concrete. And then I'll do a little diagram, make it quite big with some felt pens and something, and then sort of say what the angles going out are,
Okay.
And if anybody wants to come down with me, I don't mind either one day next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. Have a look at it. Biscuit, those discs. The only reason I said about when you said the bronze would be shining through. So I take it they're bronze discs coated in brass, is it?
I don't know yet until I went past there yesterday, but it was a sign that it is shut until Wednesday.
All
So
I'm saying is you want to make sure that when they engrave them, they're not. A lot of places you go to have something engraved now, it's that electronic thing they use, and it's more or less just a tiny scratch. Give it a bit of weather, and after a couple of years, you won't be able to see it. So it needs to be engraved quite deeply.
what I'm hoping is when I go there, there's a lot of things that got to be decided about the actual discs, which I wanted to discuss, but there's not enough of us here to talk about it. But basically, I understand what you're saying. I don't think what we don't want to do is we don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry turning up with silver discs, bronze discs, brass discs.
Oh yes, if we can, it'll come through.
It would be nice if people said, you know, but I'm just looking in the future and I got a fair idea what's going to happen. And you'll have every Tom, Dick, and Harry sticking their discs on there for the poorly departed cat.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you will, actually.
Well, hopefully we don't. Hopefully I'm...
Yeah, well, you know, look on the bright side of life and everything. Yeah. And I think people are a bit more respectful than that.
I would like to think that I hopefully I'm wrong, but I honestly think you're going to end up with a problem. We're going to have discs that are going to be like, I don't know, call it 1.5 inches in diameter, and you're going to get somebody that's going to come along with a flipping 3x2 plaque or something like that. Like, you know, I don't know yet. We've got that bridge to cross. Yeah. But that is a bridge that maybe we will have to cross at some point.
Right,
what we could do...
What are we going to make a rule that we're not going to have people's cats and dogs?
No, hold on. If I can get a thing. What we could do from the offset, in a nice way, we could make one plaque size thing, only about, you know, well, the width of the bottom post, so about 3 or 4 inches across, and just literally say on it, if you'd like any of your past, you know, somebody to be remembered, contact us on this number, and then at least if somebody else start sticking things up there, we immediately take them off. So I think the process for putting discs up there, that's why I said about the recess thing. Are we going to have it router recessed, so it's about an 1/8 in, so the disc sits in the recess?
Well, that's the other thing, see, that I wanted to bring up is, number one, when it's in position, who is going to vet it? And number two is, if somebody puts it on, if we decide, I personally would surface mount them because it's going to make it a damn sight easier. It will. I think it would look better if they were sunk in, right? But
well,
it's
going to mount them. You're going to screw them on, or glue
them? They would have to be screwed on, yeah. So
you're going to screw them on with non-returnable screws, is it?
No, they would just have to be screwed on with a screw. Otherwise.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a non-returnable screw, to be honest.
I bought some to fix Kim's bench to the patio outside. You screw it in one way, and that's it. You can't take it out.
All right, never heard of that.
I know nobody would really want to do it, but hopefully. But say somebody wants to put their disc up there. Well, what's to stop them unscrewing one that's there?
Well, what's to stop them? What's to stop them putting their discs on with non-returnable screws?
Yeah. I think we're going off subject now. We're going back into about 2 years ago, and we just going in circles, and we're not getting anywhere on this, right? Yeah. So you're going to take it for granted there might be some abuse, okay? Then we'll deal with that abuse when it comes up. It's no good putting rules and regulations up all over the place. This bench isn't meant for that. It is meant for enjoying, relaxing, and not reading signs saying "do not do this" or "do not do that." Don't sit on the bench, please. It's you'll wear it out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that we just have to rely on the public to be respectuous. I know maybe they won't be, but maybe they will. And then we'll just have to see, have hope and faith in humanity a little bit, Oh, that was a nice bit. So I think we'll stop talking about that now and just get on with something else like.
Hello there. I am Paul's mother. I think you should subscribe to his YouTube channel, and while you are there you could hit the bell and get all new content as it is posted. Have a lovely day.